everyone, it's Sam in here for another awesome creature feature this week. So we're going to be doing something a little bit differently and talking about a large group of animals rather than one species. So if you've ever been out to Sanibel Island, the odds are you have seen a member of the group called Echinoderms. And that includes the sea stars, it includes the sea urchins, and it also includes my personal favorite, the sand dollars. So I wasn't able to get out to the island today to find live specimens to show you all, but I have so many other cool things that we'll look at this week.
The word echinoderm is a fancy way to say spiny-skinned. This means that when these animals are alive, their invertebrate bodies are covered in spiny skin. Sea urchins are the best example of this because their spines are so long and stick out so far from their bodies that they can easily be seen. When you first look at a sea urchin, they look like a small ball covered in spikes, but they have many more cool features to offer. Between all the long spines reaching out in every direction, there are long, soft tube feet with suction cups on the ends. These tube feet allow the animal to move or hold onto objects and aid in feeding. On the top side of the sea urchin, or aboral side, there are 5 genital plates surrounding a small anus. On the bottom, or oral side of the urchin, there is a mouth surrounded by 5 tooth-like plates that point to it. These plates are called Aristotle's lantern and function to scrape algae and other food off of hard substrates. The basic anatomy of a sea star is having 5 arms radiating from a central disc, all covered in spines. On the aboral side, they have a madreporite, which allows seawater to enter the body. On the oral side, they have 5 ambulacral grooves on the underside of each arm. These ambulacral grooves have tiny tube feet attached to them. These tube feet are what allow the sea star to crawl along the ocean floor. At the base of each arm on the central disc is the mouth. The mouth of the sea star has the stomach that it pushes out of its body to engulf and digest food. The anatomy of a sand dollar has many similarities with other echinoderms. Sand dollars have a flat, hard body shaped like a disc with skin covered in spines. On the aboral side, there are 5 petaloids, each with rows of tube feet used for breathing. These petaloids radiate from an area called the apical disc, which contains the madreporite. The oral side of the sand dollar has a mouth protected by spines, and below the mouth is a small hole, which is the anus. Living sand dollars produce a substance called echinochrome, which can stain your hands yellow if being held. This is a harmless substance that will quickly fade once you put the sand dollar back into the water. A unique feature that echinoderms have is a lack of blood in presence of a water vascular system. This means that they use those tiny tube feet to propel water through their body with water pressure. This allows them to move in different directions and assists in feeding. They also have no brains, but instead a simple nerve ring in the center of their bodies. All adult echinoderms possess pentaradial symmetry, meaning their bodies are organized around an oral axis in sets of 5. A unique exception to this rule is the 9-armed sea star, a special find on Sanibel Island. Finding one of these echinoderms while beachcombing is an awesome feat. Just be sure to check that your creature is dead before bringing it home to showcase it. The easiest way to tell is by examining the color. Live sand dollars, for example, are a purplish gray. However, when they die, the sun bleaches them white. Another way to tell if your echinoderm find is dead is to look for those tube feet and spines. As these animals die, their tube feet and spines begin to fall off. For example, in the urchins I have, there are no more spines on the body as they have fallen off with time. The leftover skeleton of an echinoderm is called a test and is not considered a shell. If you are fortunate enough to find any of these creatures alive on the beach, be sure to put them back in the water so they can continue to play their important role in the beach ecosystem. Some other members of the Echinoderm phylum include brittle stars, sea cucumbers, and crinoids. Echinoderms include some of the most primitive animals on Earth and are the only group of animals exclusively marine, ranging from shallow waters to the deep sea. Thanks for hanging out with me and learning about some of my favorite ocean creatures, the echinoderms. Be sure to come back each week and see what new creatures we have to feature.